Hello everyone, my name is Ray and your tech maestro at Azure DevOps Pulse. Welcome back to our another episode. In today's episode, we'll be learning about Terraform input variables. So first of all, let us understand input variables. Input variables are parameters that you can define within your Terraform configuration files to make them dynamic and reusable. These variables enable you to customize your infrastructure deployments based on specific needs or implemental differences. So when we say input variable is nothing but it's a parameters that you can define within your Terraform configuration file to make them dynamic and reusable. All right. So what we are going to do in today's session, we are going to create one resource group and one storage account. And for resource group and storage account, we are going to define input variables and whatever input variables we have defined in our variable files, those will be referencing in our Terraform main file. Okay. So let us see that in action. All right. So to do this, how we can first we need to type here Azure RM here as you can see a storage account. Type here Azure RM is your provider name and this is your resource type. In my case, it is storage account because like I mentioned, we are going to create storage account. So click over here. As you enter here, this will take you to the Terraform documentation. Click over there, the first link as you can see here. Okay. Otherwise, you can do another way. You can in your browser you can type like Terraform registry. If you type Terraform registry, you can see the first link. Click over there. As soon as you click now, within your you are now in Terraform registry. Now you have to browse your provider. In my case, let me go to Azure, right? So I have to select Azure because Azure is my provider. So let me select Azure RM. Now as soon as I click here, there is as you can see this is documentation. Click over here. So then now you type your storage account. Storage underscore account. That will be under resource. Okay, if you see storage account, yeah, here, right? Storage under storage, there is a Azure RM storage account name. So if you click over there, same thing. So it will take you same thing. Okay, so based on your compatibility, you can do either one. Now, okay, now what I'll do first, I'll copy this one, this the sample one, very basic configuration. Let me copy this one. Now let me go to my Visual Studio. I don't have anything right now. Let me open my terminal terraform main.tf. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll copy this one. Now I have defined this one. Now what I'll do is I will also be needing providers. Let me use the providers. Let me copy this provider. So you can have separate file or you can use it within your same main.tf file also. So but in my case I will create separate. So that will be okay. Provider.tf. So depends on your use case, you can have separate or you can leave it as it is. You can mention here features. So I'm good. I have updated my providers. Let me save. I have also default, that is my, as you can see here, resource group, and this is my storage account. This is all default. If you see here, this is a default value, static value where you need to define. Same thing for your resource group and locations, everything. So what we are going to do now, we are going to define a variable file for this one. So I will create one more file called variable dot tf. Okay, extension should be always tf itself. So now what I'll do, I will define first variable for my storage account. Sorry, for my resource group name first. So let me change file this one. Reference name I'll change it to RG. Just mention RG is a reference name. Okay. So now this one, the resource group name I will define in my variable file. So let me see. Go to variables. You type here directly. You can define, no problem. Variables. Now variable name in my case resource group name. Okay, so now I can define if you need, like you can define description. It is optional, but it's okay. You can give it resource group name. Then what is the type of this resource group? It should be a data type should be string, right? So let me select this is string. All right. Now what is the default value you want? That is for a resource group, right? What is the resource group default name you want? So in my case, I can mention DevOps Pulse RG01, something like that. I can give it. So this will be your resource group default name. Okay. Now same thing. Let me do it for the resource group location also. Resource group or just type location instead of defining location. So now type the in the description resource group location. Okay. Okay. Then the type should be same as string. Now let me select string. Then default value, what you want default value. In my case, I'll say the default value should be this is for the location, right? West US. You can give space or you can leave it as it is. Okay, this is my decision. Same thing I need to define. Right now, I have defined for my virtual network, sorry, resource group. Now let me define for my storage account name. And if you want, you can define for others also like account tiers and everything. So what we are going to do now, I'm going to use the same which I have now. I'll just copy paste this one because I don't want to type again and again. Just type here. Now I change the variable name as storage name. Now you can mention here storage account name string. Now what name you want for the storage account? Remember one thing, whenever you create storage account name, that should be always a small letter. Okay, you can have the capital letter when you create storage account. Okay, so I will create DevOps Pulse storage all small letter. Okay, you can keep storage 01. Okay, this is the name I want. Now fine, what else I can define? I can define for my this also account here also. So I'll define this also if you want. This is optional. If you want, you can define. So it's okay. I'll define. What I'll do, I'll define for this also. First, let me paste here. Let me copy same thing. This is for the variable name is your account tiers, right? Now storage account tier. Fine. Now what is by default? If you go to the documents account tier, right? If you just search here, right now it is standard. Let us see what other we have it. If you see here account tier, these are record strings, right? Where we need to define this one. So there are two. Defines the tier to use the storage account. Valid option can have standard or premium. But for blob and blob storage and the file storage can only be a premium. So, but in our case, it is a storage account, right? Just storage account. So we can use premium or standard. So let us select the standard for now. So I can have a standard. Fine. Now we are good here. Now let me remove this also. Okay, we have defined now variable files for resource group name, the resource group location, storage account name, and account tiers. If you need, you can define as many you want. Now let us use now in my here instead of the static name, I can just use a var, nothing but variable. In variable now, whatever name I have given for my storage account name, sorry, resource group name in my variable file, I can check this one. If you see here variable, this one I can copy resource group name because this is from your variable file you're taking. What this will be referencing then. Go back to your main var dot here. Okay, so I'm good. Now same thing instead of defining statically, I will also remove this one. Same thing I can use a var locations dot location because same thing I have defined in my variable file. If you see here, location is your variable name and this is your value, right? Good. We are good with the first one, resource group part, we are good. Now second part, let me change the local reference name as well first. So rest I'll mention here first. Now, instead of defining again static, I can define variable I have already used, right? Var. Whenever you use the variable files, right? Referencing from variable file, you have to use a var dot then variable name. Now, in your case, it is a resource group for storage account name, right? Same this one. So this was reference. This was defined in variable file if you see here, right? This one. Now this will be referencing this name, the default name. Fine. Now let me check this one. We are good. Now same thing resource group location. I will change this one also here. That means I'm trying to say that now whatever I had the resource group, right? Same resource default resource group, whatever name is there, that has to be used when I create the storage account. Same thing for the location also. Whatever I have the resource group location, when I create the storage account, same location it has to be created. So this is why I defined this one. Good. Now let me come to the BA variable file. Then what is the account tier I have defined? If you see account tier, same thing if you want this also you can define replication type in your variable file. Let me show you. If you just copy this one, what others they have it, you can check it. Copy this one, go back to your documentations. Tar. As you can see, you can have option like LRS, GRS, okay, and GRS. So there are many things. So by default, right now it is a GRS. So if one, you can change this one. So what I'll do, I will also define for this also variable file. Now let me define variable file for this also. Let me paste it first. Now let me copy the same format so that I don't have to type again and again. Fine. Now let me change the name first. Just I'll just mention replication type. I mean now. Okay. So I'll remove this one now. The discretion you don't have to give an underscore. You can leave as it is. Okay. You don't have to give a underscore or anything. So you can give something like this. Same thing for others also. Okay, good. We are good here. So I have defined my what is the default value for now? For it is a LRS, no? Let me it was a GRS. I'll make it to LRS. Standard default. I'll mention this one. Now good. We are good. Now I will save this one. Then I will refer this now replication type. Now go back to your main file. Instead of GRS, I will define from variable file replication type. So I'm good now. So tag this is optional. If you want, you can keep it, or this also you can define a variable file. Okay, anyway, this is not our thing. We can define this also if you want, but for us, it's okay for now. Good. So we have defined variable file for my storage account, I mean resource group name as well as resource group locations, and same for storage account name and then storage account replication type, right? So yeah, so let us see now. We will just save this one. Good now. So now whatever value I have defined in my variable file, this will be referencing to my Terraform main file. So normally you will not be changing much in your main configuration file. Whenever you want to do configuration, any changes, right? You will mostly be working with the variable files. You will be changing here according to your requirement. So in this case, these are good for us for now. So let us save this now. Now let us run the Terraform init commands. First, let us see if I'm okay in the right place. Yes, Terraform init. All right. So right now the Terraform will initialize the backend as well as the provider. So let's wait for a second. Meanwhile, I'll log into my Azure portal also so that we can see this also. Portal.azure.com. It's okay. It is succeeded. Let me now Terraform validator is optional, but you can use it if you want. Good. Now let me try Terraform apply. If you want, you can give out, but in my case, let it be just apply. I'll do. I don't want to save any Terraform plan for now. All right. So directly instead of plan, I did apply. So meanwhile, I'll log in portal.azure.com. So let's see. Let's wait. Right now, if you see here, whatever I have given the default value is got create. It is going to be created. There are two resources. Okay, if you see here, the name. Let us see one by one. Okay, so the plan also optional. You can, I mean, you can give. Normally, you have to give it, but in my case, I don't want to give it. Just I want to apply directly. So as you can see here, resource group name, whatever name I have defined in my variable file, right? If you go to variable file, this is the name I have given, right? This got created. Same thing for the storage account name. This will be the storage account name. Go to storage account name, as you can see here, right? Fine. So fine. We'll just continue. It's okay. We'll just say yes. Let it get created. Now, meanwhile, I'll log in to my Azure portal. Let me type my password. Okay. So let's go back to our Visual Studio. It is still being created. So let's wait for some time. Maybe at least 2 minutes. It is going to take. So let's wait. Meanwhile, so like I mentioned, the default, right? The value should be this one, standard. That is your account tier. So it is got created successfully. Now let us go refresh the page. Now what is our resource group name? Let us first see this one. If you go to variable file, the resource group name I have given, let me just make it small, this one. If you see here, DevOps Pulse RJ01, this is the name we have defined in variable file. DevOps Pulse RJ01. So this is the one. So under this one, what I did was storage account DevOps Pulse storage 01. Same thing, storage account name I have defined it. If you see here, sorry, this one. Okay, then if you see the what I call the account tier, it is standard. So let us see this also. Go back inside. I mean, go inside. Go to now, as you can see here, performance standard. And same thing, replication type, we have given LRS. Let us see, replication type LRS. Okay. Now this is the value which was defined in your variable files. So this was referencing from variable file to your Terraform main file. So normally you will not be changing or modifying much in your main file, main Terraform file. You will mostly be modifying in your variable file itself. Okay. So whatever we have defined in our case, so according to the variable file, whatever we have defined, so we are able to create the resources. Now, so we have understood till here, right? Now, what if you want to read basically override the existing variable file? Whatever you have defined the variable file, right? This is your default variable file. If you want to override this existing variable files, how can you override the default value? So let us see this also. So what you can do within same configuration file, you can mention terraform dot tfbars. So when I use the tfbars, what happens? Whatever default value you have defined in your variable.tf, this is going to override the value. In the sense, whatever you have given the value, right? Default value, let's say was US or uh, the storage account name or tier anything. If you want to override the existing value from your variable files, you can use terraform.tfbars, tfbars, this one. Okay, so this is going to override your existing. So what I'll do, I'll take the variable name from my existing variable file. I mean, now first I want to change the resource group name. Copy this one. Go to your Terraform. Second, okay, resource group, I got it. Then locations, also I'll copy the variable name. Now same thing, let me copy others such as storage account name. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to copy all the variable name to my terraform.tfbars file, and I'll give some other value for that. So fine, now access tier also I'll keep. Fine, now what else I have left? I left with the replica type. So this all value basically was defined in your variable files, that is variable.tf files. But I'm going to override the existing variable files using .tfvars. Okay, so I will give the name as whatever name you have given before in your variable file. I'm going to override this one, right? So whatever name I have, I'm going to override with the name. I will give instead of one, I'll make it two, let's say, or any name I can give it. Okay, so I can give any name actually, but it's okay. I will give. So I'll give it instead of one, I'll give it to, let's say, I'll give it to 10, so that it will be easy to understand. You can give any name. Okay, it is just for your better understanding. I'm giving the same value or similar value. So location I can mention West Europe. If you see here, West Europe, right? You can mention. I can give some other value. So I'll go to Azure portal and see other values so that I can tag any other. Okay, location. So I can select one of them. I'll mention Central US, for example. Okay, Central US I can tag. So Central US. Now same thing for storage account. You can tag any name. I just mentioned DevOps storage 10. This is the name I want. This is also a string, so I have to use a quotation, double quotation. Fine. Now same thing. Now let me check with the access tier. So access tier, if you copy this one, like I mentioned, account tier, right? So the default was right now it was access tier we have given as standard. I can give a premium. Now go back to here. Otherwise, I go to documentations. You see here account tier, right? So it is a standard or premium. And let me take this time as a premium one. Copy this one. Replication type. Also, I can copy if one and go to documentation. What other we have, you can check it. So account replication type. standard, right? So you can also use others, but let it be this one. It's okay. I will use the default one, replication type, account replication type, right? So GRS. So I'll make it GRS, right? Before it was LRS, I'll use a GRS now. Okay, now if you see here, before in our variable file, it is LRS, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, application type LRS. Now let me put GRS. Okay, so I'm good now. So right now, whatever I have the existing value or in your variable file, right? Whatever I have defined the variable file, this all the value in the sense the variable files, whatever I have defined the value, will be overwritten with your whatever you define here. This will gonna this value will be taken now. Okay, so the old one, which is your default value in your variable file, this will be overwritten. Now let us see this one. So this is depends on your requirement or project's requirement. You may change according to your requirement, whichever you need, whichever you want to update. It is not necessarily that you have to change everything, but again, depends on your requirement. You may change everything or some of the things you may ignore it. So example, in my case, I'm changing everything. So I'm going to override this existing one. So how can I do that one? Okay, now what I'll do is once again, I will do Terraform. If I use, I don't have to do Terraform validate. If you want, you can try validate. So what is showing? Let me check. 37 do not match any. Checksum recorded. Let me see somewhere I have done. Let me just save this one. Terraform.tabirds. Okay. Package for registry does not match any. Checksum recorded in dependency log. Okay, so there is some issue with the dependency log file. So let me reinitialize once again the Terraform init. Just let me reinitialize. Okay, now once again let us check the Terraform validate. Great. Now it is okay. Okay. Now what we'll do? We are going to apply the basically whatever we are going to use, that is Terraform dot version. No, this value will be taken right now. Okay. So let us see that. I can use Terraform apply. I can directly use. Then where file is equal to mention the, in my case, you mention the whatever you have the name. In my case, I'll just copy this one file given variable file type does not exist. अरे यार. So one mistake, maybe let me just check. Okay, I think I did one mistake here. The variable file, right? I kept inside this one. It should be within here. So what I'll do, I'll copy the existing one. Okay, I will instead of this one, I will first create within the same folder. Now terraform dot tf bars. Now better I'll copy this somewhere and keep it so that I'll. So whatever you have defined this variable file, right? You kept in within some other folder. So you need to change this one. So I will delete this first. Okay, let me go. So I should be within this folder, terraform dot here. So let me create here terraform dot tf buts. Now it should be fine. Now you see this is the same line. Okay, before it was inside your some folder. So I didn't notice that one. So anyway, so I'm copying pasting once again. Now let me run once again same comments. Once again, let me save it. So whenever you define the variable files, right, this tf dot terraform dot tf bars, check the location. It should be within your terraform main manifest folder. So in my case, I'm okay now. I have saved it 2 times already. So now if I use same commands, okay, now I see now. Now it will see because the folder before I was mistakenly given inside your some folder which is not within the same directory. So this is why it got failed. So let me now put yes. So it what will do first right now, the resource whatever you have defined in your terraform.tf, right? This before creating this one, Terraform will destroy the existing resource. If you just see here, they are going to destroy your existing resource. That case, this resource group as well as the resource, I mean storage account, this will be destroyed first. Once it is destroyed successfully, then only they are going to create with a new name. That is the default behavior. But then the value, right? Whatever you have given the value, if you see here, resource group name is this is one still, and this will be overwritten by this one. That is your terraform.tf bars. So whatever value will be, this will be the new one, new name, like new resource group name, location also change, storage account name also be changed. So everything will be changed or overwritten by this file. That is your terraform.tf bars. Okay, so as you can see here, it is still destroying. They are going to destroy the existing first. If you don't want that to happen, you can change the behavior also. You can mention create before destroy meta argument in your Terraform block. But for us, it's okay. We don't want to do that for now. We just want to understand the input variable differences. Now let us see. It is gone, right? Meanwhile, let me go to my storage account. Let me just refresh it once. It is the same name because if you go inside, see it is not there. Maybe it will take some time. That is why. Okay, it is being deleted now. Let me once again refresh it. It is gone. Sorry, it is still there. Yeah, it is gone now. Fine. Now they are going to create new name. I think something I may have done. I think some naming. Let me change the storage account name to some other name. I just mentioned 10,000 because the storage account name cannot be duplicated. So it should be unique across your cloud. Fine. GRS invalid. GRS. How come GRS invalid? Replication type. 1 minute. Let us check the replication type. Let me go back to my documentations. Why it is showing replication types? Okay, no. LRS. Account replication type LRS, GRS, JRS. change to ZRS. Okay, fine. Or I'll try once. I don't know. Maybe some naming standard. GRS is correct only. Let me run once again. Normally, there is always issue with the storage account due to some API related. Now, okay, see, now it's okay. Now let me change it. So whatever name you have defined a value right here, whatever name you have defined, in the sense the input variable you have defined here, this will be overwritten. Okay, so it is, so if you see here, right now it is modifying. It got created, it got modifying. I think some still issue invalid. GRS is invalid they are saying, but it is not an invalid one. Maybe because due to some API issue, but let us see first. Yeah, resource group got created. Storage account got not created. It is not created. So what we'll do? Okay, we'll change. I don't know why it's coming like this, but we'll change this one LRS. LRS. Maybe there is some limitation in the storage account. That is why. Okay. So we'll change to LRS in 1 second. We'll run. Yes, I want to continue. So let's. It is still modifying. Let's wait for some times. And as you can see, this is the resource group is going to create. They're going to check if all okay, and then they will create. Now it is being created your storage account. So let's wait for that. Great. So right now I could see it's okay. Creating completed. Okay. So apply one resource, one added, one change. So resource group storage account also whatever name is there it got created. Let us just refresh the page. Excellent. So it is got created with a new name, whatever name you have given in your variable in your here. If you see, this is your DevOps Pulse RG10. This got created. If you see here, resource group, and then this is storage account name. This one I have given. So first time it didn't tag because there is some basically issue with your API related. So this is why it is taking sometimes it is not creating properly. But then what we did was we didn't update this one. We put it as it is. Okay. Then once again what we address we updated like a premium, access tier, everything we have updated. So let us see this also. As you can see here, performance now premium and then LRS. Okay, so it got created according to whatever we have defined in our terraform.tfbars file. So whenever you want to override your existing input variables, you can always use terraform.tfbars so that your existing variable files will be overwritten. Okay, this is again based on your requirement. Let's say if you just want to change the resource group name and all, you can override using tfbars. So in my case, just to show you, so I have almost we have overwritten everything. So yeah, so it got created. Now let us destroy this one. Terraform destroy. All right, so that's all for today's sessions. So I hope this is useful and informative to every one of you. So maybe I'll try to make another video on this one on different topic. Yeah. So thank you so much for watching and see you in the next session. Till then, bye bye. Have a nice day.